Thank you, Trevor, and thank you, Tamara, for your lovely speech. You've got some great characteristics and skills. I love the fact that you're always smiling whenever you come here. You have a great smile and a great ability to make us comfortable as an audience. I love the way that you started off with your question, and you said, raise your hand, raise two hands, and stretch. Really, that is an example of where we can actually exaggerate our gestures in order to widen our comfort zone. Because we might say, well, I'm comfortable doing this, but I'm not comfortable doing this. Or even more other things. We had one speaker who, when he was talking, he actually got on a table and laid on the table. Laid down on the table. That was a dramatic effect. But that was just an example, so that's excellent. Gesture, smiles. I love the fact that you had a prop in addition to your slides. So often we do one or the other, but we don't do both. So you did both. That was great. And that was also an example of the research that you put into your speech. You actually went and got these brochures. So that's kudos to you on that. Now, how could you have made your presentation even better? Well, I noticed that some of the slides had quite a bit of verbiage on it, and it was pretty small. Okay. Actually, sometimes if you could translate that into bullet points, and then you could elaborate on the bullet point. So you might just have like a word or two, a phrase that would remind you of what it is you want to talk about. And you could fill in the gaps verbally that way. That way too, one big advantage to doing it that way is that you don't have to read it. Because even though you have the visibility of the slides up here on the computer, you did in fact spend a fair amount of time looking at back this way. So the one disadvantage of that is that it takes your eye contact away from the audience. So if you want your audience to feel like you're talking to them as individuals, it's so much more helpful if you kind of go for like one person, then another person, and then another person, and then just try to focus on one person at a time. And you actually get the feeling that you're talking to one person at a time. Then you can trick yourself. You say, I'm just talking to one person at a time. I can relax. I can be myself. And rather than, oh, there's a whole crowd here, and I don't know, I'm going to be overwhelmed, and I can't handle it. You know, they're going to gang up on me. It's going to be a dog pile. And then, of course, one thing, too, that I've been thinking about lately is that we have a self-talk. Our self-talk in our minds can be positive or it can be negative. And so when we have an introduction that we've practiced and we do it, then we pat ourselves on the back with our self-talk. Hey, that went well. That was just like I planned it. But if we don't have that plan, then we think, oh, I don't know, I didn't really do that very well, and then we have that negative spin. So something to think about. Excellent job otherwise. Thank you very much.